Hi, it's David here with Futures Trading. I want to say thank you for coming by the channel. Fate brought you here. I did not pay for any likes, views, or subscribers. So again, thank you for stopping by. Every video here almost is in real time. I want to say that to you. I do not plaster my face all over the videos. I will not entice you to be a trader with elaborate intros. Again, everything that I go over here is in pretty much in real time. All of the thumbnails that you see is of the information that was actually covered. So there's no enticement here. I want to say that to you. Also, all of the free content, this is free information. Again, everything that you would need is here. This is free information, but it's worth far more than $200. I want to say that to you right now. My free content that I'm proposing to you, the public, is worth far more than $200. I want to say that. All right. Now, these are the most viewed videos on the channel. If you're new to trading, I suggest that you do take in some of this information. Absolutely. All right. And then I do have a must watch list, and there are some other videos in here if you want to take a look at that information there. If you've never traded before, this is where you will want to start. It's just that simple. And if you've traded and you had a lot of indicators on the chart and you didn't know how to read just the bars, this is where you'll want to start. Really simple stuff. All right. Now, this is how far the bar can retrace before resuming. So I'm giving you a universal concept that can show up in any winning trade. So it doesn't matter what kind of indicators you're using, who taught you before you got here, doesn't matter. If you win, it's this. It's really simple. The universal price action trend. Again, I'm using price and price alone. If you win, it's this. So it has nothing to do with what anyone is saying, but the market itself. The universal price action method, there's a bar and a bar and a half that can produce a winning trade. There's no method online that would show you in real time the real time identification process. I haven't seen it and I want to present it to you. If you win, it's this. I can assure you you can skip through all of the rhetoric that's online. Learn this shortcut, and I promise you, you'll see there's an absolute difference that you would experience. There's a universal chart scale. The market will turn in front of you, right inside your bezel. So right inside the screen that you're looking at, you don't have to look left. I teach you how to use the bezel right within frame, how to know where the market should pretty much respond and turn. All right, so it's really simple stuff. And then, of course, down here, I've been doing a little bit of an analysis, been kind of showing people how to go about targets, all in the private community. Again, that's for those that have purchased the indicator suite. I'm no longer offering the community anymore. I'm not. So I'm going to make available to you the suite. All right. So you're more than welcome to purchase the suite if you would like. And of course, this is some information that I was covering, some targets, and they had got there. So you can definitely have the suite. I'll put it in front of you within the next few minutes. You'll be able to take a look at some of the information that I've coded thus far. Really simple stuff. Again, I use principles when I code. So everything that I'm teaching you, I actually code indicators based around that information. All right. So want to let you know, if you're here, it's fate that brought you here. So the free information, I want to say it one more time. The free information here is worth far more than $200. I want to make sure I say that to you. I'm going to give you something free though today before we move further. So this is Bitcoin. The market is not up. Clearly, futures is not up. So let's just count some bars here before I go and show you some other information. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and there's 7 right there. So you got 7. And so we're going to look at the plain chart, and then we're going to move into some other information, and we'll just come back to this. All right. So let's do this. Let's do this. Now, if they pull back, and they did, let's just do this. How about that? All right, so let's just kind of sit this here. Let's do this. Again, a plain chart. I want to show you how to do it. The trend is the 7 bars. Now, every bar is a trend as well. It is. You'll watch the videos on the channel and you'll learn that. But here's something to consider. This is a trend up. Now, from left to right, I'm just looking within this frame. I'm not looking, again, I told you, you can learn how to read the market without looking left. So I don't have to go really far in the historical reference there. I'm going to just use what's in frame. So this is the center of the trend, center of the chart, which is important. All right, I want to make sure that you understand that. So the center of the scale, that's important as well. All right, so let's just let's do this. Let's color this. Let's make that a light green, since they're kind of already bullish and they're above it. And then, of course, from above, this is the upper part of the scale. You can divide this in half as well. And so let's just do this about right here. Okay. Now, what we want to do is try to keep them above here. That's what we want to do. Let's see if they can get that done. Let's see if they can get that done. But if not, they may rotate back down near the bottom, and then they may turn back and go back up, or they may stay down. I'm going to just put this here, and then we're going to come back after I cover everything here, and then we'll come back and take a look. All right, plain chart. Before I show you any indicators that you possibly would be interested in, I want to show you this information here. All right, so let's get rid of that. Now let's give you something free. All right, so here's some free time windows. These are the time windows. These are my indicators inside of here. All right, you can take a look at that if you want. They turn from the levels pretty much, kind of get compressed, kind of sandwiched in between two levels here from above as well as below, and just kind of, meander the way around. Had something here, and then of course they pushed up. All right, so those are those indicators. All right, just really simple stuff here. Now, these are the time windows that you're going to want to look at no matter what platform you're using. This is applicable on any platform. And I'll scroll through the chart just a bit so you can kind of see how it works. Let me get a scroll bar. It'll probably work a lot better if I do that. All right, so let's get a scroll bar so we can kind of breeze right through this information. All right, so those time windows are the ranges. All right, and again, this information will always be on your chart even tomorrow, and the day after that, and for just moving forward, it will. And all you would have to do is just be there and be available to trade it. All right, just some time windows that you can take a look at, and it works on any market. Any market. That's all I teach. Stuff that's universal that can work on any market. All right, really, really simple stuff. All right, so that's the time windows there. And again, those are the ranges. You'll want to kind of just stay above the mid of the range, if you will, or below the mid if you want to go down. All right, so really important stuff. Just want to go ahead and show you that. Now, let's take a look at some static levels. So these are some price levels that the market can respond at. So you want to kind of gel together this information. Let's take and get that scroll bar on this one as well. And these are the indicators that's on the indicator on the chart right now, if you want to know what they are. Here we go. So let's just scroll through this again. You want to target the 55. That's the goal, to try to target that. And this is the NQ, as the other chart was as well. And again, these are price levels that the market would absolutely respond to when they get there. And all you have to do is be sitting there waiting for them to get there. I want to give you stuff that's free. All right, free but worth over $200. I want to say that to you. I want to make sure I say that to you. Everything that I'll tell you, you can absolutely exploit it. All right. All right. So I don't want to waste your time because I won't waste mine. All right. Really, really important that you get that. All right. So, and again, these price levels are already there. All right. Now, these are all the indicators in my indicator list that I've created over the years. All right. Just want to say that to you. Tons of them. So we have text signals over here, pretty much. And then we have other functions. So you'll see a chart with some of the arrows and pressures on it. You'll see that information. But yeah, we got bar color. I'm gonna show you the bar color. I'm gonna show you several of them. There's a couple that I didn't put on the chart, but you'll see the majority of what I have to offer. But again, all of this information, that's all it is. Information. That's all the market is. Information is 200 bucks. I'll give it to you for 200 bucks if you want it. Only if you want it, you can have it. All right. Really simple stuff. Now, I will tell you, in order to get the price line, this price line, not so much the aggression, I actually changed the code once I got the functionality. That price line by itself cost me over $200 to get made so I can have that function. It cost me over $200 just to get that one indicator made, and I managed to build the rest of it. So there's over $200 worth of information here, well over 200 bucks. The free content on the channel, again, is worth more than 200 bucks. I want to say that to you. The the indicators with the asterisks beside it, I want to say to you that those indicators are really important. Not that they all aren't, but those are more significant. That's all I'll tell you. They're more significant. I'll try to show you a couple of them on the chart. I did put in a couple of your standard indicators in here, where your standard information, like your engulfing, because some people like that stuff. Engulfing, you got your outside bar. But for the most part, almost everything here, again, I code based on principles. I'm looking in the market for principles because the market is based on function. There's certain things that it will do a lot of, and it will not stop. All right. So These indicators, every last one of them, for 200 bucks, and it's a follow the plot process. So I will not be covering questions and answers about the code. So don't ask me because I can't do that. It's training you, and I just can't do that. Not for 200 bucks. All right, so $200, you're more than welcome to this information and have you a ton of price action signals, ton of them. That's all they are, pretty much just tons and tons of price action information. All right. Here's the bar color chart. All right, so kind of comprised this, put this together for you so you can take a look. We got climax bars up here. We got close bars up here. We got ignition bars up here. Momentum bars, no touch bar color. That is not the no touch, no close that I'm showing you on the channel. This is another way of going about it. And then of course you got your range bars. All right, now the universal threshold deals with this one. Okay, it kind of deals with this one right here. So I want to make sure that you're able to see there's some flexibility here. I'll take and scroll through the chart just a bit. All bars are not landing in the same place because that's not what it's designed to do. It goes about, again, finding the information that the market is providing in various different ways. All right, so let's just scroll through this a bit. And again, you can pause the video, rewind it, take a look, and just, again, take this information in. And again, all of this stuff will be included in the actual file that you purchased for 200 bucks. All right. Really simple stuff. Simple stuff here. All right. Just want to make sure that you can see what it is that I'm offering. Well over $200 worth of information. All right. So let's put that away. Now, up here, we got the buy and sell, the ignition bar color, the map expansion, the ignition run. No touch climax, no touch, no close climax bar color. So we got a couple different bar colors in here, and then we got the no touch climax bar, no touch, no close climax bar outline, which is blue. And then of course we got those levels to just kind of accent it all. So, and I want you to again just take a look. The ignition run, the IR that you're seeing, that's important. I just want to say that to you. You'll find most of the turning points are happening right around that information there. Really important. And again, the blue outline with the blue bars, that's important. Very, very important. I want to say that to you. Very important. So if you see that showing up, you got two of them up here. There's that decline. You get the IR coming in on the bottom. There's the turn. You had this blue here. They leaned over into it. They absorbed that and just kind of took off. Got trapped under this blue one here. Okay, got trapped there for a bit. You had almost all of them come in here, and there's your push up. All right, so I'm not going to go through everything. I just want to show you potentially what you're going to obtain. And again, all of this information can be grabbed for just 200 bucks. All right, so I put quite a few of them up here on this chart. I just kind of give you just a little bit of everything. All right, just a little bit of everything with some asterisks on it. All right, so you're going to see some zones. I even put a version of that fair value gap in here too. I got a version I created, and it's okay, but the supply and demand zones to me are a favorite. So if you see not so much the gap between the bars, I don't know if you're familiar with that concept, but if you see two bars being grabbed with a zone, that's important. All right, so two bars being grabbed with a zone is important, not the gap, in my opinion. But I did make one for those that trade that kind of approach. I did. And then of course we got dots under the bars. We got numbers above the bars as well as below the bars. That's important. So we got dots and numbers. You can take the time and just pause the video and just take a look at this information. I'm not going to comb through every last bit of it. I just want to show you what it all looks like. And this is not all the signals, clearly. I just put some of the most powerful ones on the chart for you. That's also, you can take a look at that information. And this bar color is not, yes, it was on that chart. It was actually on that chart. So yeah, you actually saw this color on that chart. There's a couple that I do have that wasn't, on that chart. And I wasn't certain whether or not it was this. But yes, those are the signals. All right. So again, there's several different indicators on this chart. The most important again are just is shown. They're right here. The most important ones on the list are absolutely shown here. You got your numbers, you got your dots. Definitely in this area right here where they're just playing with you. There's that blue bar. You had a number under it as well as a dot, and of course the number above it. They kind of got stuck between it, kind of fell back. There's those numbers there, the C3 numbers. They kind of pushed up and again couldn't get past it. Then they came back with that blue bar, just leaned into it and just took off to the upside. All right, so That's that information there. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to look at a range chart. I know some of you may not use intervals and you like range charts. So I made some range chart indicators as well. All right. And mostly all of these, absolutely mostly all of these are single bar plots. So you won't get double bar plots on this at all, really. They're mostly single bar plots. So wherever you see a text, you pretty much got it. The colored bars are in here as well. And here's the listed indicators up here. The map supply and demand zones are the favorite. That's the favorite. Mostly everyone likes the map zones. They really, really like those. All right. So I'm gonna just scroll through it a bit. You got trapped under this zone here for a bit. They pulled up, kind of overshot that one. And I understand that. And then of course you got trapped under that one, kind of responded yet again. Then they lean down into this one, lean down into that one, and then they begin to cycle up right back into this one here. Okay, they got right back into that one there and they begin to lean back over. You had them on the run. It's meant to smooth out the noise so you don't get, trapped inside that noise. You don't want to be a part of that information there. Definitely don't want to be trapped. And that's the goal, is try to remove the noise from it. All right, you had a couple of them up here. They kind of stopped the market there, and there's that decline. Had one back here. They kind of got past these guys, and I understand it. You had it coming in here. They lifted up into it, kind of drove down, hit these over here, took off as well, leaned over. There it is, kind of moved into that one and took off. Had a couple buys on this bottom here. And so that's what you have. Small response when they got into the zones there, kind of small response. You didn't get any zones on. Well, you got one right here, and they tried to respond to get back down, but that just didn't work. But you again had the zones right in this area. There's your sales, aggressive, and then there's your drop. You had a couple zones over here, so I understand them stalling out. I get that. All right, so that's pretty much what you have. Again, I'm not trying to entice you to be a trader. I want to make sure I say that to you. This stuff is serious, and I want to say that to you. It's really, really serious. Here's Bitcoin. Bitcoin is actually moving. So I wanted to put it on Bitcoin so to see if it'll move. Right now, it's just sitting at this price. Okay, it's ticking a little bit, just barely. Can't hardly see it. But I wanted to put the zones up here. I thought it'll be kind of like zipping just a little bit, but that's really, really slow. But again, here's the zones. I didn't put all of that information up here. I didn't. They kind of leaned into those zones. Got past these. I get that because they got past this one. So that kind of makes sense. It does. It's moving too slow for me to really highlight this chart. But the zones coming in. Let's see if it'll go back down into our. I'm gonna just move this. All right. So kind of the same information that I showed you, but this is Bitcoin. This is Bitcoin. Now I do have a 1 second chart, a 1 second chart of Bitcoin right here. It's a little bit faster. Yeah, I know it's like really slow, but it's faster than that 1 minute. They shouldn't close outside this zone. I know you're seeing like a zone on the bars. I want to go ahead and blow this up for you. They shouldn't close outside of the zone. That's something that I have they may trade down into it, but they more than likely won't close outside the zone. They just won't. Here's a 5 minute over here. You got a 15 hourly. Just try to put some higher time frames in here, just for viewing purposes while we're up here. We're not going to stay up here this long, but I want to show you the tools. Again, this is a 1 second. We have fractal reading here. We got like a 5 second, a 15 second, 30 second, and 45 second arrows in here. So those are three different arrows calculating three different things. All right, and they're all kind of stacked. Then we have the pressure. The same pressure that you're seeing here is the ignition pressure. The ignition pressure is on this chart as well. Again, this is where the market potentially will not close on that bar. It just won't. So as you can see, they moved into that zone and it's really slow and I hate that. But before the bar ticks out, you see that they did not want to close outside of that zone. And again, this is the same information. They can trade into this zone. Chances is that they will not close outside of that zone. And if they will, let's see if we can get a massive run up to the upside. All right, so let's just let this tick out for about 2 or 3 minutes and then I will let you go. All right, so they're outside of the zone, clearly great. Now let's see if they can close and then get back up because again, we were expecting the market to go up to our trend distance that we had set. All right, let's see if we can find it really quickly here. No, that's not it. All right, we got to find it. Let's see, can we find our trend chart? We just had it. Where is it at? Okay, maybe that's it. Okay, so yeah, let me just slide this out the way. Let me just slide this out the way. All right, we'll bring that back in just a moment. All right, so it looks like it's closing outside the zone. So now let's see, can we just rip to the upside? Let's see. This map right here would pretty much tell you what you potentially may be dealing with, what you may be dealing with as far as where the bar will absolutely close. Really important, really important. Now, for those that like the daily bias, you can put this indicator on a daily chart, hourly chart, and know with a high degree of accuracy that there's a chance that that bar will not close outside of the zone. It just won't. And should it, that's what you're wanting to see. Can it do it? Can it do it? Can it close outside of the zone? Really important to help you deal with where the market may potentially be moving forward. Let's see, what do they plan to do? Let's see. I know we got some numbers up here. Let's see. We got some numbers up here. Let's see. I know they had this in here and he traded up into it. And there's that sale when they pulled up to the back of that. Now they're wanting to come back this way. Let's see if this will close outside that zone and maybe get that run down. I know that one did it, but they're failing. They're running right back into this information over here. They're testing into it. Again, this can tell you, it can tell you what's the chances. That's all. It can tell you what the chances is. You can look into your 1 second. The 1 second is, of course, it's going to give you the information a lot faster, even though this is Bitcoin that's massively slow right now. But it'll give you the information just a tad bit faster. And all of the colors in here, and of course, if it was NQ, you'll see something a lot different. You'll see zones and levels popping up everywhere. This is the read your bar, your 1 minute bar or your range chart bar or whatever. You can use this to kind of just get an idea of what's happening behind it. That's all. Really important stuff. They traded down into the zone. Clearly the bar ticked out. They did not want to close beneath that zone. Information that could be useful, could be. Let's see how this one behaves. That's a blue bar. It's outlined blue. Let's see what they're wanting to do with it. For those that is a part of the private community, you see some information down here on this bottom right here. You see some information here. I went over it in real time with you guys. Let's see. Let's see if that's going to be the case, or will they, come back off of that information there and end up coming back through here. For those in the community, I taught you about this information here. Make sure that you're referencing that stuff there. So when they're moving extremely slow, make sure you're referencing that information I shared with you guys in that community. All right, so the bar is almost ticking out and they are not closing outside of that zone. They are not doing that. Extremely useful information if you're trying to capture reversal trades. I know this chart is offering us some slow activity, but with the NQ, definitely at 9:30, it's moving fast. This is something that you'll want to utilize. Give me just 1 second. All right, sorry about that, you guys. Okay, so they pulled up to the back of the blue bar. They did not want to close outside of the zone. Let's see if this one will do it. And if so, hopefully this time they will close outside the zone and potentially head down just a bit, hopefully. But if not, they will not close outside the zone and they may go back up. This is a blue bar as well. So we're getting trapped. Right now, they ran up here and they responded. They did not want to get past this blue outline bar. Will they? No, they're not going to make it. So the bar is ticking out and they did not close outside of this zone. The zones are, again, calculated based on information that the market is providing me all the time. And so it gives me a significant edge as to how I need to interact with the entries. Really important information. I would do my best to maybe come back when it's faster with the NQ and put it in front of you then. But this is a video that I do plan to upload right on the page. So you'll be able to come back and reference this information. And again, I thank you so much for just taking out the time to view the content. They responded, and there's a numbered bar here. They responded off of that blue outline bar. They can't stay here forever. But I do thank you for taking the time. And again, the indicator suite, you can have it for 200 bucks. 200 bucks, it's all yours. And let me show you that list one more time. You can have all of this price action information. What you're seeing with that zone above and beneath the bar is this. It's the map, okay? Really important information. And again, if you want any of this stuff, you're more than welcome to it. You don't need it. I want to say that to you. You don't need it. I'm not here to entice you to be a trader, but I do want to provide the community of some flexible alternatives. All right. So if you're having a little bit of trouble reading the chart, this is me reading your chart for you. That's all it is. This is me reading your chart for you and giving you my advice as to what may happen moving forward. All right, all for 200 bucks. Again, it's a follow the plot process and there's no Q&A, so I can't explain the code to you. I want to say that to you. All right. So again, I wish you all the best with your trading. And if you're new to the channel, thank you for stopping by. My name is David. Take care.